Long ago, in a kingdom where gold shone brighter than kindness, there ruled a king and queen who believed power meant never having to say sorry. High above the valleys, near a quiet mountain slope, where the air was cool and the world felt at peace, there stood a small wooden house. It belonged to a widow. Her life was simple, her heart was gentle, and though she had little, she had everything that mattered, her home and her daughter. Every morning the girl would run outside, laughing as the wind danced through her hair, while her mother watched from the doorway, smiling softly. That land wasn't just soil, it was memory, comfort, and love. But one day, soldiers came, not to greet, not to protect, but to take. "The king has claimed this land," they announced coldly. The widow fell to her knees. "Please, this is all we have." Her daughter clung to her, crying, but mercy had no place in royal orders. The widow returned to the palace gates the next day. Her eyes were no longer soft, they burned.
"You took my home! You crushed the innocent! You laughed at our pain!"
The guards moved to silence her, but she shouted one last time.
"Your child will carry what you have done! Your joy will not last! Your pride will betray you!"
The king laughed from his balcony.
"Throw her in the dungeon."
And just like that, her voice was buried. Her daughter was left alone. Years passed. The cries faded. The memory faded. But consequences do not fade.
I'll be okay, I'll wait, no matter how long.
One bright morning, the kingdom celebrated. The queen had given birth, a baby girl, Princess Arla. She was unlike any child ever seen. Her hair bright blue, soft, glowing, flowed gently even as she slept, like it carried its own light. The people called her a blessing, a miracle. The king and queen smiled proudly.
The curse was nothing.
And for a while, it seemed they were right.
She is perfect.
I've never seen anything like it.
It started quietly, a strand of hair on the floor, then another, then more. The maids noticed first. They whispered among themselves, fear creeping into their voices. Something is wrong. But when one dared to speak, she was punished.
Your Majesty, the princess hair is... Enough! Do not spread lies about the royal child.
After that, silence ruled. But silence could not stop what was happening. Each day, more hair fell. By the time Arla learned to walk, her hair had thinned. By the time she learned to speak, it had nearly vanished. And soon, Princess Arla was completely bald. The king refused to accept it.
"This will not ruin us."
And so, instead of fixing the truth, they hid it. The finest craftsmen were brought in secretly. Silk from distant lands, threads dyed in rare pigments, fibers so delicate they looked alive. They worked night and day until they created it, a perfect blue wig, so flawless no one could tell it wasn't real. The maids were warned, "You will speak of this to no one." Gold sealed their silence. Fear locked it in place. And just like that, the princess had her beauty back, or at least the illusion of it. Years rolled by. Princess Arla grew into a young woman, elegant, graceful, beautiful, at least to the eyes of the world. Her blue hair flowed behind her wherever she went. People admired her, they praised her, they adored her, and slowly that admiration shaped her. She began to believe she was more than others, better than others. When she walked through the streets, people bowed low. If she pointed at someone, they had to kneel and kiss her shoes. And if they didn't, they were punished. "Respect your princess," she would say coldly. But what she truly meant was, "Fear me." Far from the palace, in a quiet, forgotten corner of the kingdom, a girl had grown into a woman. She had no palace, no riches, no protection, but she had something stronger: memory. She remembered the home they lost, she remembered her mother's cries, and she remembered the curse. The day of Arla's coronation arrived. The entire kingdom gathered in the grand square. Music filled the air. Colorful banners danced in the breeze. Princess Arla stepped forward, dressed in gold and silk, her long blue hair shining under the sun. The crowd cheered. The king smiled. The queen sighed in relief. Their secret had survived, or so they thought. Without warning, a powerful wind swept through the square. It was sudden, sharp, unforgiving. Gasps filled the air. Arla reached for her hair, but it was too late. The wig lifted, ripped away, carried into the sky. Time seemed to stop. The entire kingdom watched as it spun and fell, landing gently at the feet of a woman with long purple hair. Silence crashed over the crowd. Arla stood frozen, her head bare, her truth exposed. This isn't real," she whispered, trembling. But it was. The woman bent down slowly and picked up the wig. Then she began to walk forward, step by step, until she stood before the royal family.
You built your pride on something that was never yours,
she said calmly. The queen's face turned pale. She recognized her. The widow's daughter. Gasps spread through the crowd. Arla looked at her parents, confused and afraid. What is she talking about? No answer came, because there was none left to give. The wind calmed, the crowd remained silent, and in that silence, a kingdom finally saw the truth. From that day on, things changed, not because of fear, but because of truth. Because sometimes it takes losing everything to finally see clearly. And sometimes the greatest crown you can wear is not made of gold, but of humility.